Brownie.
It's a podcast bonus.
William Shatner's had a situation. 13 24 10. Have you ever abluted accidentally? Accidentally abluted.
What's a bluted?
The ablutions. It's a military term. My dad used to always say, he goes, I'm just going to go and do my ablutions. The ablution block is showers and shits.
Okay.
Ablutions.
Rightio.
I give that to you.
I like that.
The ablutions.
Yeah.
Because I come from a military family, all my uncles were either in the Army or the Navy.
Yeah.
So I know about ablutions. And sometimes you get caught short. Let's just say it that way, because I don't want to be too gross at this time of the morning.
And you're William Shatner yourself.
You William Shatner
Happened to
yourself.
a couple of teammates during pre-season training sessions.
Really?
Absolutely.
Aka and Vossi, wasn't it?
Yes. Well, no, it was lethal. Okay. Things were getting difficult. He blew the whistle too hard.
That does happen too because of the force of energy.
Right.
If you're right on the
Really
line,
he was
bang.
bang, he was up and about and you wouldn't believe it.
Sometimes
A whistle blew at the other end.
Sometimes when you laugh as well, it's the expulsion of the energy,
Yes.
which tells your bottom half that you can release. 13 24 10. Has this ever happened to you? As it's happened to William Shatner, he woke up one morning because he does. If you're wondering who William Shatner is, he was on Star Trek, but he became famous later on for his spoken word. He's got a magnificent voice.
Didn't mean to make you cry.
This wasn't a joke, by the way. He was serious about
He's
this.
absolutely serious, and even more serious about Rocket Man, which I think we have as well.
I'm a rocket man. Rocket man.
Yes.
Burning out his fuse up here alone.
So he's just punching a cigar and drinking booze, singing this to people
Yes.
who are lapping it up.
Yes. And it turns out that on stage he punched out a fuse.
Yes.
There alone. He'd woken up and he had a bit of a situation, a digestion situation.
Okay.
And he said he was super sick. And liquids were coming out of every orifice, he said. But the show must go on, quite literally.
Well, he's skinning them for the cash.
Absolutely.
He's fleecing everyone.
That's it.
Fleecing everyone by just talking songs.
That's it.
Come on, William.
And when you've made the promise to fleece someone, you've got to deliver.
Absolutely.
Having said that, if I saw on a poster Jonathan Brown speaks Elton John with a band, mate, I'm getting tickets.
Turning up for that.
I'd pay $115 plus a booking fee for that.
Well, the thing is too,
Wouldn't you?
Absolutely.
because the chances that if you cancelled and you had to refund the ticket and say I'll be back in 3 months' time or whatever, the chances are they're not going to buy them again.
The moments of that's
The
been
moment's
lost.
passed because
You get one chance to make a good first impression. as they
word will
say.
get out about some of the previous shows
Yes.
and they'll say, "Oh shit,
Yeah.
cancelled."
He just
You got
talked.
one and done.
You're one and done.
One and done. So he had a full house, an auditorium full of people holding tickets, and he's like, "I've got to turn up." We understand that
Yes.
performance pressure. So by hook or by crook, he probably took some Imodium or something, as we all do, to get through. And sure enough, there was a situation on stage where he pooed his pants.
Oh, William.
Yeah. William, what have you
What
done?
have you done, mate?
I hope he didn't have white pants on.
No, I think he was smart enough to wear a black pant or a brown pant.
Well, I hope
William,
so. 'Cause you never know.
something's up, mate. What have you done?
William, why aren't you sitting down?
Did he have to wear a nappy on stage?
No, he didn't,
For the encore?
which is his error. That's an error on his
Yes.
behalf. But I want to say that it's okay to call and tell us when you've been caught short, because I have also.
Yes. Okay.
This has happened to me, and I'm happy to talk about anything. After 100 years in the biz, nothing is sacred. And
And you've been a woman in labour.
I have. Well, no, I haven't.
Oh, yes.
I haven't,
That's
because
right.
I had
you the zip.
I had elective Caesars, so I've actually never given birth. But I have wet my pants, a full wee as well. Thank you,
is Sam.
Dino.
So has Sam several times on the golf course.
Correct.
Has he?
Yeah.
Well, we'll be talking to him in 45 minutes and see if that story checks out.
Also, when Parky bashed him in that EJ Whitten Legends game, that was weird.
Yeah, that was a real moment, wasn't it? It was a turning point. Yeah. But my story is this, and I've told it before, but I'll tell it again because I've got no shame. I was on I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. It was like 8 years ago now. And part of, it's in the middle of nowhere. It was back when it was filmed in Africa.
Yes.
It is going to be back in Africa next year, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And it's hard to get to the Kruger National Park. And so you fly into Johannesburg on a normal flight, and then you fly to a place called Hoedspruit, which is, another normal sort of aircraft. And then you've got to take a very small plane out to the middle of nowhere, and you land on like this concrete landing strip in the middle of nowhere. It was only me and the pilot on the plane. And I don't know if you've been on a very, very small plane. This one probably was for 4 people, whatever that is. Maybe a Fokker Friendship.
Ah, yes.
One of the greats. But you feel every gust of wind up there, and I was sick.
Really?
Sick.
How long was the flight?
Probably about 45 minutes.
Yeah, okay.
And long enough for me to be in all sorts. And it got to the stage where we were landing. I was sick the whole way. And then I'd thrown up everything in my stomach.
A bit of a cork in the ocean, those small planes.
Oh, my God. It was horrendous. And I'd thrown up everything in my stomach.
Yeah.
And then I was dry retching. And that motion caused a full wee to come out with every sort of contraction of the spew where nothing was coming out. A little bit of wee would come out.
With the force of the Nile River.
Man.
Goodness gracious.
So then I landed and I had a full wee, like puddled on the...
What colour pants do you have on?
Black leggings.
Fortunately.
Thank God.
Yeah.
And I had the foresight of carrying a denim jacket. So I got off the plane and I met the person that was looking after me and keeping me anonymous. And I just put the jacket around my waist.
Oh, like you're a cool kid in high school.
Absolutely. And I just thought, if I don't say anything, she might not know.
Well, the squelching may have given it away, though.
Good point, John.
Even then, I just didn't acknowledge it. You've just got to act as if.
Yeah.
That's the advice. And then I, got to the resort and sorted myself out. But I have done a full wee. A full wee.
Jeez.
With no, it was horrendous.
It's a big effort.
It's terrible when that happens.
All right.
13, 24, 10. When have you gone to the toilet when you shouldn't have? William Shatner did it, and he calls it a technical difficulty. Have you ever had a technical difficulty?
What did your old man call it when you actually go to the...
Ablutions.
Ablutions.
Yes,
But
it's a military term.
This was an unforced ablution, though, Swanee, for you.
Absolutely. Darren from King Lake Daz.
Good morning, guys.
Talk to us about when you've gone and you shouldn't have.
When I was playing cricket, I'm a wicket keeper.
Oh.
And the worst part of being in all whites is, when
and you can't go off the field because all the other fieldsmen or field ladies, Daz, can go off the field for a little toilet break, but you're the keeper. There's only one keeper in the team.
Can't.
You just can't have old bugger luck step in for a couple of overs while Daz has gone to the toilet in case he drops a catch.
Exactly. And high risk in head to toe white, Daz.
Daz, can I ask, did the position you're always in, bobbing up and down on your knees, that wouldn't have helped things, would it, really?
No, and that's half the problem. I went to the right to get a catch and completely unleashed and couldn't hide the fact that I'd done it.
God almighty.
Unleashed.
You wish you had a different set of pads on, Daz. The wicket keepers wear pads, Swanee.
The old continent. I needed the old continent pants.
Yes.
Keep it, I think.
Darren, can I ask what the immediate aftermath was? Obviously, you'd have to excuse yourself at that point.
I just laid down. I laid down and I knew there was nothing I could do.
Really?
They rolled me over and it was just everywhere.
Well, like stretch it, like you'd been knocked out.
He played dead.
Smart, Daz. Because if you wait for the stretcher, you might be able to get away with it,
Even like I was walking off with my gloves over my backside trying to hide it, but it was running down my leg, so that was the end of it.
Man.
And no doubt the boys would have quickly forgotten about it and moved on.
Oh, no, mate. It's, to this day, they still call me Skitty.
Yes. Daz, you've
it's Skitty. It's Skitty to his mates,
yes.
Dino.
Yeah. You could win 10K and you got a copy of Jonathan Brown's Life in Football. Let's go to Natasha.
I'll sign it too, Skitty.
Share your trauma, Natasha.
Hey guys.
Hello.
So when I was about 20, we were going for after work drinks with my bosses, and they said, "Oh, we've got tickets for the rugby. Should we all go?" So at this stage, I was pretty drunk, agreed to go, and we got to the rugby. I was waiting in line for the toilet. All my bosses were waiting outside the toilet for me, and I just completely weed my pants in the toilet line. And I was wearing light blue jeans, and it was just completely streaked with my wee. In that moment, I just panicked and thought, "You've got to sort this out. You've got to sort this out." So I just filled the basin with water and just covered my whole jeans with water, so it looked like I was wearing darker jeans, and just rolled with it all night.
That's really smart.
That's cool.
That's really smart, Natasha.
I was freezing, but I was like, in that moment, I just needed to sort it.
Absolutely. You got to. I had that happen to one of the kids, and we're out in public, and the kid's young and they can't control herself. Unlike Natasha, who's a grown woman at this stage. And they were obviously, the kids get so embarrassed on it.
Yes.
So I splashed water all over myself as well. So it looked like we both wet ourselves together.
The Adam Sandler from Billy Madison.
Absolutely. I thought of that. I thought of the Adam Sandler.
That's smart.
Gorgeous dad.
Tash,
Bad colour too, blue, like a pale blue for wetting yourself.
you're off to see Don't Worry Darling, starring Harry Styles and Florence Pugh. It's in cinemas now. Reese, finally, what do you got for us?
How's it going, guys?
Reese.
I had a pretty embarrassing moment about 2 or 3 weeks into my relationship with my now wife. I think it was our second or third date, and I'd had a big night the night before. I was feeling a bit crook in the guts, but couldn't turn down the opportunity to spend some time with her. So she said that she had to go to the shops and get a couple of things, and then asked me if I wanted to have some lunch with her. So went and had some lunch, and then long story short, as I was doing the old penguin walk through the shopping centre, and then sitting in the toilets while she was doing the run to the Bond store, I think I realised she was the one. So
yes, what a woman!
I couldn't hold it on, couldn't hold it in, and the rest is history.
God, that's lovely. That's a lovely tale.
Love is blind.
Yeah.
That just shows you love is blind.
Yeah.
Because if there was any doubt in her mind, she would have gone straight past the undie store, out to the car and gone ski.
Run to the hills.
Absolutely. And also, thank you, Reese, for the term cook in the gut.
Chrissy, Sam and Brownie, Ripper Show will be back tomorrow. Chrissy, Sam and Brownie, unless it's a weekend.
Over 100.